What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to Crashblade Gaming. I am your host Crash, and we are taking a look at a good single prize deck, I think. It kind of reminds me of the Hisuian Arcanine, except you don't have to evolve and you're hitting a good number, especially with the likes of Articuno, and Articuno is one of my favorite Pokemon, of course. So anyways, let's go ahead and jump into the Pokemon question of the day. So let's go ahead and get into last video's question. This Pokemon has a shelter latched to its head, which makes it quite regal. Who is this Pokemon? And if you were like the commenters FrostyLosty, Linked, Hawkins, and Danilo Salius, you went ahead and guessed Slowking. Slowking is the correct answer, and I believe that puts FrostyLosty as the second person to get 3 points, so therefore you win. So when you're seeing this, go ahead and hit me up on Twitter so that I can send you your code card. So be as soon as you can so that I can send you those code cards. And congratulations. So that's good for you. Let's get into this video's question where all the points have now reset. Everybody's back to zero. The first and second place prizes are up for grabs. So let's get cracking. This should be a simple one here. Which fire type Pokemon has the highest special attack stat? Go ahead and put your answer in the comment section down below. And remember, the first person to 3 points will win the first place prize. Second person to 3 points will win the second place prize, just like FrostyLosty did. And we'll continue to go on from there. Maybe the more we get, the more people that start participating, the more prizes I can give out. So let's go with a third place prize maybe this time around, seeing however many people participate. But don't hold me to it because if there's not that many participations, I've already said the spiel. Anyways. And good luck to all of you. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Like the video if you're enjoying the content. We're on the road to 500. So help me out there, and I would be greatly appreciated. And thank you to all of my current subscribers. I do appreciate your continued support. Let's get into the deck list. Veluza is a basic water-type Pokemon with 130 HP. It has 2 attacks, but we are mainly focusing on the Slim Screw attack. For 4 energy, does 120 damage. But if we have no cards in our hand, we can use this attack for a single water energy, which is what we are going to focus on today, which is pretty awesome. Let's see how else we are helping out Veluza here with the 120 damage. Well, first of all, since we have no cards in hand, this is a perfect deck for Radiant Venusaur with the Sunny Bloom ability. At the end of our turn, we may use this ability, draw cards until we have 4 cards in our hand. So usually we're going to have 0 cards, and at the end of our turn, Venusaur is going to draw us up to 4 cards to use. And then we have our boy Articuno here. Love putting Articuno in my decks. One of my favorite Pokemon. It has the Ice Symbol ability, allowing our basic water Pokemon, except any other Articuno, to do 10 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. So, if we have at least 1 Articuno in play, Veluza is doing at least 130 damage. If we have 2, we're doing 140, which is actually a pretty good number to hit that 280 mark as well. So keep that in mind. We also have 1 copy of a Cyclizar here, so it has the free retreat, which is what we care about on this, so that we can easily pivot our Pokemon if they get KO'd or something gets put in the active. That's why Cyclizar is in here. But that are all the Pokemon in the deck. The rest of this deck is going to be mainly item cards and a couple of supporters and a small count of energy, and we'll go through them right now. So we have 1 copy of Battle VIP Pass, and the reason we're only playing 1 copy is because maybe on our first turn, going second, we can use Irida or we can use Peony to get this out and use it. But we don't want it to be stuck in our hands, so that's why we only have the 1 copy. We have 4 copies of Cross Switcher here. Now, Cross Switcher can end up being a dead card in our hand if we only have 1, so it's very risky to play a little bit of Cross Switcher, so you can cut Cross Switcher if you want, but I do like having this option to be able to just boss out something that you want with the Cross Switchers. We're also playing 3 copies of Crushing Hammer, another potentially dead card if your opponent doesn't have any energy in play, so keep that in mind as well. Some of these cards are very interchangeable if you want to. We have 4 copies of Energy Search, a playable card. We don't actually have to grab energy, but we do need 4 copies of Energy Search so we can guarantee our energies. And we have 1 copy of Escape Rope here just to switch out our Pokemon if we need to. 1 copy of Hisuian Heavy Ball so we can get the cards out of the prizes. 2 Lost Vacuum. I'm thinking about putting it down to 1. I don't see a need for 2 Lost Vacuums most of the time, but it is there just in case, because why not? We have 3 copies of Nest Ball as well. And 1 copy of Pal Pad here to shuffle back in some of our supporters. 3 copies of Pokégear so we can find our supporters. Like I said, I think we're only playing 8 in this deck. And it's Peony and Irida, and those are the only supporters we play. We're playing 3 copies of Pokemon Catcher. It also is a potentially dead card if your opponent only has 1 Pokemon in play. So Also keep that in mind, but usually they don't, so Pokemon Catcher is a great way to flip a coin and get the Pokemon you want. We have 3 copies of Super Rod. We gotta be shuffling back our Veluzas and our Energies as much as possible. 2 copies of Switch Cart. Our Pokemon are pretty hefty, like Venusaur has, I think, a 4 retreat cost, so it's pretty big. Articuno, I believe, has 2, and Veluza has a couple, so a couple Switch Carts there. We have 3 Ultra Balls to help us thin out our hands when we need to and search for some Pokemon. 1 copy of Artazon to get the basic Pokemon that don't have a rule box, so all of our Pokemon, besides Venusaur, I believe. 1 copy of Shopping Center. This allows us to recycle our tools if we don't need them. For example, I'll get to the tools in a little bit. I guess the supporters are coming up. So 4 copies of Irida, as I said before, allowing us to find a water and an item Pokemon, and an item Pokemon, a water Pokemon and an item. What? Oh my gosh, what do I say today? I'm going insane in the membrane. Anyways, 4 copies of Peony to help us search for 2 trainer cards and put them into our hand. And here are the items. We have 1 copy of Choice Belts, we have 1 copy of Cleansing Gloves, and we have 1 copy of Vitality Band, all damage modifying things. And so, for example, if you needed a turn to where you couldn't have like another Articuno out, you can use a Choice Belt or something like that, and then they don't KO it. You can put it back into your hand with that Shopping Center, or you can play it on a random Pokemon so that you can get it out of your hand and then play Shopping Center to get it back and put it on the correct Pokemon. So that's the little combo we have going on there. And then we have 4 basic water energy. That's it. We just have 4. So that's why Super Rod is a very important card, so that you can get back those basic energies so you can continuously attack with your Veluzas. But that is the entirety of the deck. Let's see. Yeah, Articuno has 2 retreat cost, Venusaur has 3, and Veluza, I believe, has 2. So everything does not have 1 retreat cost as you would hope. So we do need to play those switching cards and switches. But that is the entire deck list. Of course, the deck list will be in the description down below for your copying and using pleasure. Let's go over a little bit of the scores and pros and cons for this deck. So the pros is it's a single prize deck. So your opponent has to knock out 6 of your Pokemon, whereas you have to knock out probably 2 or 3, depending on what's going on. The deck is very, very simple to play. You literally play all the cards in your hand, and you attack with Veluza, and you draw some with Venusaur, and then you just keep going from there. You don't have to make that many tough decisions. The tough decisions is getting rid of resources. So, for example, if you have an Ultra Ball or 1 Cross Switcher in your hand, and then you have like an Energy Search and something else, you're going to have to Ultra Ball away the Cross Switcher, unfortunately. So that makes the other Cross Switcher a dead card. Keep that in mind. This deck is also really cheap to make, so if you don't have a bunch of these cards, they're relatively cheap on Pokemon TCGL, so that's also good as well. The scores here are a 6 speed, 6 power, 7 consistency, 8 draw, 10 fun. I have a lot of fun playing this deck, but this deck is relatively fast. You can get going by turn 2, turn 1 if you're going first. If you're going second on your first turn, you can usually get a Veluza attack off too. It's not that hard. So the power is at a 6 because you're half hitting most things. The consistency is at a 7. We are very consistent in this deck, but not all the way to where we're attacking every turn. There have been a couple games where I kind of struggled to attack the first couple of turns, just the way that the opponent's deck panned out, and I couldn't play a few cards. The draw is an 8. If we lose Venusaur, though, the draw like goes down to a 0. So yeah, the draw is an 8 because usually people don't target down Venusaur, but if they do, then you're in a little bit of trouble. Anyways, the total score is 37 out of 50, which I think is really good. Some of the cons here are obviously not being able to attack because you can't play some of the cards in your hand. That does happen. As I said before, your opponent will target down Venusaur sometime, and if you lose your Venusaur, it's a lot harder to keep chaining attacks. And then wasting cards, wasting resources is another con of this deck. It happens. You have to discard some of the cards that you wish you can save for the later game, but it just happens with these kinds of decks, and that's it. So let's go ahead and watch the deck in action. Okay, looks like we're going up against Chen Pao. If they leave this Frigibax to the active, I think we have a really good shot at taking the KO. Well, we may or may not play Pokemon Catcher. We do have Peony, so that's good. We'll see if they end up leaving this Frigibax in the active. Probably not. They do conceal cards, then they are playing the Frigibax with 1 retreat cost. I have seen Chen Pao decks start doing this, which makes more sense because of the 1 retreat cost. I think the other one has 2, so it's a little bit harder to just freely retreat it out of the active. But I'm hoping they leave it in the active, or they get a second one. Maybe we'll use the Pokemon Catcher if they retreat. See what happens. They do have another Frigibax, so bummer. That's okay. They will have 1 to evolve into, but we can attack. That is the good news. They are going to retreat. Maybe they're going to Chen Pao. I don't mind actually hitting into Chen Pao either. are going into PAL. That'll get them 2 more water energies into their 5-card hand. And we got stuff to work with. We do have to play the Ultra Ball, though. No, we don't. We have Peony. We don't have to play anything. We got everything we need. Manaphy. Manaphy doesn't matter. That just takes up bench space for them, so we don't mind. Pokégear. Okay, Heavy Ball. See if we got anything in the prizes. We have an Articuno in there, which is good for us. We might actually want to target the Greninja. Okay. Do we want to target the Greninja? I don't think so, actually. Let's Nest Ball. Yeah, we don't really need to target the Greninja, so we'll get down to Radiant Venusaur. I mean, they can attack us twice with Greninja, but we'll get the KO. Do I really want to target a Frigibax? I don't think I do, to be honest, but I don't know. Get down another Articuno. Oh, that was supposed to be a Veluza. Oops. My bad. That was supposed to be a Veluza. We'll go ahead and Ultra Ball away these. We're not going to target down a Frigibax. We're just going to go straight after the PALs. We'll get down another Veluza. That's what it was supposed to be. And then we can Peony Nest Ball. Energy Search. And a Nest Ball seem good. That way I can put down... a lot of these cards are actually not going to be very good for us. That way I can put down the Cyclizar so I have free retreat just in case. Nest Ball for Cyclizar. And Energy Search to grab ourselves one of our water energies. We do know that one is prized. That's alright. And we can Slim Screw, have hit the PAL. This is their only attacker realistically. I mean, they could attack with Baxcalibur as well. So that's interesting. Ooh, Cross Switcher's not good. Just having one Cross Switcher isn't that great. Crushing Hammer isn't good either. Here comes the Baxcalibur. If they leave energy in play, then maybe it's good, but if they don't, then we're actually going to have a lot of non-playable hands right now. Canceling Cologne. Why canceling Cologne? I guess, oh, they already had Rare Candy in hand. Duh, they don't need canceling Cologne, so they just got it out of their deck. That's fine. Shiraichio from the Baxcalibur. They do need 3 energies to KO the Veluza with this PAL. And we have to figure out a way to get this Cross Switcher out of our hand. Hopefully we top deck like a Pokégear or something. Otherwise we're just going to have to give them a second Veluza and then we'll Super Rod them back in another turn. Maybe? That seems bad. I'm glad we got the first turn attack, but these draws off of Venusaur weren't the best. But maybe they will play down like 4 energies and we can use Crushing Hammer as well. There's 3. Exact amount they need. Concealed Cards gets rid of the 4th, unfortunately. And they're just going to Hellblade, okay. Oh, they didn't discard all 3! Oh, and we drew the Ultima, and then they conceded. Yeah, we were going to win from there because they didn't do that. Nice. I've been recording wrong this whole time, and oh, what a bummer. I gotta catch you guys up. So, this has been a good match. What they did was they played Meloetta with a Fusion Strike Energy and a Double Turbo. They KO'd one of our Veluzas, and we came back and were able to KO that Meloetta with our second Veluza. It looks like they flipped heads on Cramomatic. Oh man, what a bummer. We played a lot of our cards, got them down to attack with this second Veluza to take the KO, but here we are. This has been such a good match for Veluza that I'm going to include it halfway. Well, not halfway. We're still at the beginning of the game. We both have 1 prize going. 2 Mew VMAXs coming down. Do they have a Double Turbo? They have another Cramomatic. Getting rid of a Power Tablet. See if they flip tails, hopefully. They do. They miss an energy. They're out of Genesect. They may have a supporter here. We'll see. Another Crushing Hammer would be good too, but I don't think Crushing Hammer matters. can't one-shot anything. Coming up with Ice Cube puts us down to 4 prizes. We're going to Pokemon Catcher the Mew, hopefully. Second Peony. Let's go ahead and burn the heavy ball. We don't need it. Let's see if Pokemon Catcher does us some justice. See if we flip heads. We do. That means we're going to bring up the Mew. And we're going to put Cleansing Gloves onto the Veluza. Peony here for... Energy Search Nest Ball. Do we have more Veluzas? We do. We have 2 more Veluzas and Energy. That's all good. We can also play Choice Belt in this matchup too, so that's good as well. So we'll do this. Nest Ball for another Veluza. Keep them going. Energy Search for this. Get the basic energy on them. And then we Slim Screw for 160, half hitting this Mew VMAX, which is perfect. And we can Sunny Bloom for 4 cards. Articuno is good. Escape Rope is okay. Is there a way we can hit 190? We hit 160, put down 2 more Articunos, that's 180, so not so much. Can't hit 190 to one-shot a Genesect, but here we are. They are going to be able to attack this turn. Ooh, Lost City is not good. So we're going to want to find our stadium counter off of this Peony. We're going to lose 1 Veluza, it seems. So we can Ultra Ball away, Escape Rope, plus whatever we draw. I don't need to put down this other Articuno. I'm trying to think, like, we still have Choice Belt. Choice Belt does plus 30 as well. We're hitting 130, so we don't necessarily need this Articuno. Ooh, they're retreating again. Double Turbo into the Fresh Mew. Okay, that makes sense. They use Max Miracle. That's not going to get a KO, though. They have to use Techno Blast. Let's see what they do. They do Techno Blast. Okay. How much HP does this one have left? 150. Ultra Ball. So this does 140. We also have a Vitality Band for 150. Okay. Let's Ultra Ball these. Grab another Veluza. Throw that into play, and then Peony. We're going to grab a Stadium Counter for sure. Let's do Artazon. Shopping Center doesn't do much for us right now. Artazon, and then I think we want Choice Belt. Yeah, we don't have any more Pokemon Catchers, so Choice Belt's the best option here. We still have Energy Searches and things like that in the deck, so we'll do those. Play the Artazon, get that Lost City out of here so we don't lose any more Veluzas. Choice Belt onto the Veluza, hit for 170. Another half-hit Mew is good. They still have to take 4 prizes. We Sunny Bloom for 4 cards. Crushing Hammer, Super Rod, Irida works. And a Pokégear that I don't want to play, but we're going to have to. I think we're in the clear. We just have to KO to... Ooh, another Lost City is not good. That's 2 Veluzas down. We do have 1 in the discard. That's unfortunate. Another Lost City is not good at all. Lost City does destroy this deck, so I'll be sure to put that in the deck list. Part of the video. Cramomatic. Wonder how many Lost Cities this Mew VMAX deck plays. They flip tails, that's good for us. They still don't have another energy for their other Mew as well, so they might not even be able to attack this turn. So it may be worth Pokegearing for... Oh, we get Ionode. Okay, they're digging for an energy. We have to discard Battle VIP Pass plus whatever we draw with Ultra Ball to attack this turn. Energy Search is good, Super Rod is good. We just have to hope that they don't find an energy for this Mew. They already used their V-Star power, but it looks like they still have all 3 Genesects available. They're down 2 double turbos. So do they play 3? 1 double turbo in play, 1 double turbo in the discard, 2 Fusion Strike energies in the discard, They are digging. They're down 12 cards. Their Ultra Ball getting rid of double Battle VIP Pass. This will allow them to draw at least 4 more cards. They could also use a switching card as well. If they use a switching card, I think I'll give them Cyclizar. Like an escape rope or something. Let's see, how many switches have they played? They've played 1 switch card. Switch card doesn't work with Mew, does it? Mew VMAX, that is. It has to be your active basic Pokemon. So switch card doesn't work with Mew VMAX. Our opponent may not have a way out of this. I think that early turn Crushing Hammer was really good. They do play an escape rope, so we will give them a Cyclizar. Because we don't care about losing Cyclizar. They could also have a no, they owned it this turn, so we don't care about that either. So there's the Mew VMAX. They're going to retreat back to the other one, or sponge, or take a hit with this one, I guess. I don't know. We can KO this one with the Veluza on the bench with the Choice Belt, or the Veluza that doesn't have the Vitality Band that I drew. So this is looking really good for us against Mew VMAX. Unfortunately, I wish I could show you guys the beginning, but I just hit record on the wrong screen for my OBS, and I was like, no, and I didn't realize until I popped it up. So here we are. A little bit of a bummer. That's my bad. We'll show another game, and our opponent concedes. They knew they were not going to get through it. So there we go, a dub against Mew VMAX. Alright, Veluza up against Radiant Greninja. Are we going up against another Chen Pal deck? We'll see. We have Irida, Energy Search, so we should be able to get an attack off and KO the Radiant Greninja if it's in the active. Couple Crushing Hammers. Oh, Grass Energy. Lost Zone. Very well. Lost Zone it is. We don't need Articuno, but we can put one in play. Well, we're going up against Giratina, though, it seems. So, Giratina's 280. We'll need 2 Articunos in play to 2-shot a Giratina if we don't have a Choice Belt. Well, we only have 1 Choice Belt, so gotta remember that. Ooh, Cross Switcher's not good. Alright, let's go ahead and do the Energy Search. Let's get the energy here. I hate to waste Crushing Hammers on this Comfy, but I'm gonna have to. Actually, I don't think I can attack this turn. I can ram the Comfy. Let's play Irida, get down Articuno, and, well, we don't see Venusaur. So that means Venusaur's prized. I would love to use the Battle VIP Pass this turn, but that's not going to happen. So we'll do Articuno Heavy Ball. That way I can get down my Venusaur. Which is good. And we're just going to ram this turn. There's no reason to do Crushing Hammers on these Comfies. We're just going to ram them. Irida for next turn gets me an Ultra Ball, and I can possibly get rid of some of these cards in my hand. We'll see. Just depends. They didn't have that strong of a first turn, so it's good. They did lose 1 Giratina. We could also get a Cross Switcher and possibly... No, Cross Switcher doesn't work here. We need Ultra Ball. Crushing Hammers. Hopefully they put energies on the bench as well. Do wish I had Cyclizar out too, because that would help with these escape ropes. So we're going to have to stick an Articuno on the active if they do escape rope, but they did just get rid of 1. 2 cards in Lost Zone. This will be 3. Battle VIP Pass gone, and I'm sure they have a chorus here as well. We'll see what they're doing. They're thinking. Switch Cart. I want them to play energy so I can use these Crushing Hammers. That way I don't have to worry about not having an open hand so I don't attack again. Well, don't attack for a lot of damage, that is. So, we're just waiting to see what they're going to do here. Irida gets us an Ultra Ball, gets rid of Super Rod, Cross Switcher. I hate to lose the Super Rod though, because we're probably going to need that this match. They just pass. They don't even play energies. Bummer. Okay, Irida it is. Get down a second Veluza. how can we attack this turn? Crushing Hammers are 2 dead cards in my hand. I want to keep the Crushing Hammers. Cross Switcher and Super Rods. Maybe I get a Pokégear. Well, I can thin my hand down a little bit to draw with Radiant Venusaur. So we'll do that. Throw an energy here. I feel like we might get attacked the next turn. What do we got? 4 in the Lost Zone? Let's go Cross Switcher Super Rod. Oh, I want to keep Super Rod. Let's do Crushing Hammer Cross Switcher. Get rid of those two. Cyclizar, good. And we'll just hit for 30. And maybe Radiant Venusaur gets us some good cards. Ultra Ball losses. Vacuum are good. We can definitely empty the hand this turn. Really slow start for us. Unfortunate cards that we have in our hand. But our opponent also doesn't have much going for them either. However, it looks like they're working their way towards Sableye since they're getting rid of a bunch of Giratinas. So we'll see. Sableye doesn't really KO Articuno and Cyclizar in turn 1. They could take 2 KOs at some point. Want them to play an energy so I could use my Crushing Hammer, of course, but Lost Zone, they don't play energy until they need to. And Nest Ball, this might be going for their Sableye. Cramorant doesn't do them that much. It does set up Sableye for multiple KOs though. So we got to keep that in mind as well. And they are coming up with Cram. Okay. That's fine. Escape Rope. Don't want to play the Escape Rope, so we're going to Lost Vacuum, get rid of Crushing Hammer. Let's get rid of the Beach Court. Let's go Ultra Ball for another Veluza, because we don't need the Articunos yet. And now we can finally Slim Screw, take the KO on Cramorant, take our first prize of the game finally. And we'll get a prize and draw 3 cards. Hopefully it's a card we can play. Articuno, we can't technically play. Maybe they'll get a KO on Veluza. And we can throw down this Articuno. And Super Rod, once again, is not playable. Unless they take a KO on Veluza, which I hope they will. Crushing Hammer is also not playable in this matchup because they're not playing any energies for us. So Lost Zone actually takes a lot of our cards that we can easily play and just makes it so we can't. Drapion, Battle VIP Pass in the Lost Zone. They should have something going on here. If they play an energy, I'm going to Crushing Hammer. I have to. However, you know, if they don't KO us this turn, they come up with one of these comfies with 30 damage, we can KO with Cleansing Gloves, which is nice. Because Ram will do 60 damage, I believe. How much damage do you do extra? 30? So yeah, Ram will do 60 damage, so that's pretty good. At least we have that going for us, and we might be able to take a second KO, but this is really awkward for us. I haven't come across this playing the Veluza deck, but here we are. Another flower selecting from our opponent. They should have plenty of cards in the Lost Zone now. They do have 10, so we should be seeing Sableye coming down here pretty soon, which will hopefully KO our active Veluza, or at least one Pokemon so that we can throw down an Articuno. Mirage Gate. Could be going on the Greninja to KO the active Veluza and hit one on the bench. Okay. Second Mirage Gate. Sableye. Cool. So we do have an option for Crushing Hammer here, which is great. Now we're just going to be trading Sableyes and Veluzas. See what they go after, though. Could go after Articuno if they want, or Cyclizar and just take a KO there. Lost Mine, they're going to be putting damage. Let's figure out where they're going. Maybe they go for the active. They do. Okay, good. I mean, Super Rod's playable. And they're just going to go for the second Veluza. They could also set them both up for a Greninja KO. Putting 40 damage on both, I believe. And that seems to be what they're doing. Smart play by our opponent. Also, Cyclizar. Okay. How much HP? You both have 90. So maybe we can find Pokemon Catcher to KO the Greninja. It's possible there. Alright, let's throw down the Cleansing Glove since we don't need it. Let's play Crushing Hammer, mess up our opponent. Flip heads. Oh, we flip tails. Okay. Throw down the Super Rod, get back Veluza Energy. And then we'll Peony. Don't need to play that Articuno. And we can do... well... Nest Ball Pokemon Catcher. Could also do double Pokemon Catcher. Do we have any? We do have Veluza still in the deck. 2. Okay. I could go double Pokemon Catcher here, but if I flip 2 tails, we're screwed. If I don't flip 2 tails, we should be okay. Let's do double Pokemon Catcher. However, if I flip heads on the first one, we're also screwed. So let's see. Do flip heads. Pokemon Catcher again. Do we flip another heads? We do. Perfect. We're going to take out the Greninja. And Slim Screw for 130 damage. Taking out the Greninja. Taking away their double Veluza KO play. And we get another prize card here. Shopping Center is something that's playable, so that's good. The Veluzas also have 90 damage. So I believe they can KO Cyclizar and Veluza this turn. No, 90. Everybody's got 90. So good. I'm glad we took away the Greninja play. We have an Energy Search for next turn. Jet Energy puts Comfy into the active. They probably want to get that Greninja back so they can attack with that Greninja. Pokégear is good for us as well. Gets us down to Peony. And we can continue to set up. They are abandoning the Giratinas. All the Giratinas are going away. And coming back in with the Sableye. Boss's orders. Oh, so you're going to try to stick my Radiant Venusaur, huh? After the peak, fine. Okay. I see what you're doing. I don't like it, but I see what you're doing. Do need to bounce the stadium, so we're going to want to find our cross switchers and KO the other Sableye. Hopefully this Pokégear gets us a Peony. We should have more Peonies in deck. We do. I'm fine with this. KO the Veluza with energy and put some more damage somewhere else. Did we already lose cross switchers? Ooh, they're putting damage on Venusaur, okay. We did lose one cross switcher and an escape rope. Another Veluza. Okay, let's go Energy Search, grab the energy out of the deck. And then Pokégear hopefully gets us Peony. Oh, we missed the Pokégear. Oh no. Ooh, that's not good. That's not good at all. Throw down to Veluza, basic energy here, and pass the turn. They got what they wanted. We missed the Peony off of the Pokégear. That's really bad. And there's the Peony. I believe that's going to put them ahead enough to where we're going to lose now. That's a bummer. Let's see. They don't have any recovery in their discard. They don't have any recovery in their loss zone, so they have everything they need in their hand to just continue to dominate me with Sableye, which is a real bummer for us. Nine. So they're only going to be able to take a KO on the one Veluza, which is fine. In this turn, we're going to have what we need to get the KO on at least the backup Sableye. And hopefully they don't have another boss, but they probably do. They probably play 2 bosses orders. And they're just spreading damage everywhere they can, which is okay. Bye-bye, Veluza. They're down to 3 prizes. And we just drew a cross switcher. Okay, we have Irida. Oh, but we have Peony. Oh, I guess we can... Okay. Lost vacuum the Peony. Play down the Veluza. Play the Irida. We can grab a cross switcher. We also have switching cards too. But cross switcher works in this situation. Don't need the Articuno. Cross switcher, bring up the other Sableye, go up Veluza, and we can take the KO. That scared me for a little bit. I'm glad we had both Peony and Irida and that lost vacuum, because we would not have been able to attack this turn. We get another prize here. Hopefully it's a playable card. Heavy Ball is playable. That's good. And we're going to take our 3 cards off of Sunny Bloom. Vitality Band, Pal Pad, Peony is perfect. Put back in 2 Peonies, I believe, or 1 Peony. All of our Iridas are almost gone. I think we're also out of Super Rods. And we have 2 Veluzas down. This is our last Veluza. They can't KO a Veluza this turn, which is good. But they can KO stuff on the bench. And they're at 3 prizes, so they can still take a prize this turn if they choose. But them not being able to KO Veluza this turn is really good. And we can play everything in our hand. Ooh, they bring back Radiant Greninja. Oh no. And Sableye. I don't think we have any more Crushing Hammers for Radiant Greninja. 2 Crushing Hammers in the discard? Maybe we do. Not too sure. They are still digging though. Going 2 more cards deep with concealed cards, getting rid of a Psychic Energy. 3 Crushing Hammers. I think we either play 3 or 4. Not sure. I'll find out with Peony right now. Energy Recycler puts back some energies into their deck. Good for them. That means they'll be able to use, what's it called? Mirage Gauge for Radiant Greninja. And I believe we still have 1 more Pokemon Catcher. Unfortunately, we had to use Cross Switcher last turn. We'll see what we got in the deck to deal with that Radiant Greninja, because I know that they're going to want to set up the Veluzas again for Radiant Greninja, which would be pretty bad for us. Switch Cart also does throw off the math. Switch Cart is an option. You could also attack with Radiant Greninja now. If they do that, we'll see what they do. I don't know what they're going to do. They have a lot of options, to be honest. And they can pick whatever they want. Gonna do the Lost Mine one. See what they go for. Can they KO Venusaur this turn? Seems like it. They just went straight for Venusaur. Okay. That's fine. They have 2 prizes remaining. 90. 90. So that's Cyclizar and Articuno there. Okay. Energy Search. What do we have in the deck? Do you have 1 more Pokemon Catcher and a Super Rod? Okay. Let's throw this down. Throw down the Vitality Band. Pal Pad. Peony. We need the Pokemon Catcher to hit. We really do. Really need Pokemon Catcher to hit here. Oh, let's do it. Flip heads. Heads. Oh, it's a Tails. No. Oh, it's a Tails. It was a Tails. We don't get the Radiant Greninja. We go down to 2 prizes remaining. They're going to KO our Articuno and Cyclizar. I'm noticing we don't need Cyclizar that much. But sometimes you do. You get a prize card. Energy Search doesn't help. I was hoping the other prize card would be another Peony so we can set up the Venusaur. But unfortunately, we fell a little bit short on this Lost Box batch. And I think it was the early turns. The early turns we weren't able to get attacks off to KO these Compies. If we had chances to KO the Compies, and if we did, we would have won. And that would have been it, because those Compies both have 30 damage on it. We would have been ahead in the prize races and been able to take the KOs here. But hey, it's good to see the losses and how the deck functions. All right, everybody, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. I do appreciate it. You watched me beat up on Mew VMAX, although I didn't record the whole match, but you just missed a little bit of the beginning. Not too bad. And then we had a tough loss to Lost Box. I think it's a winnable matchup. Those first few turns where we were unable to attack just really hurt us, and we had some unplayable cards against Lost Box. So maybe you can cut down the Crushing Hammer counts and maybe the Cross Switcher counts as well. It's just really tough. Sometimes you need those for other matchups anyways. But without further ado, that is the Veluza deck. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're new, like the video, and we will see you next time on Crashblade Gaming.